Welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to jump into this because we're tackling something we literally all deal with every single day. Just think about your typical modern morning for a second. The exact moment that sun comes up, what happens? Boom! We are instantly bombarded. We wake up to this immense mental pressure, a mountain of expectations, and just a relentless flood of digital noise. Notifications, emails, social media feeds. It honestly sets this heavy, frantic tone before we've even had our first sip of coffee. But what if we could actually cut through all that noise?
Okay, let's dive into this because this pervasive feeling of being constantly overwhelmed, like we're all just barely keeping our heads above water, is exactly what author Darius Farrow addresses in his work, Focus on What Matters. And the fascinating part here, he doesn't offer some brand new tech hack or productivity app. Instead, he draws on ancient Stoic philosophy and perfectly tailors it to our modern chaotic world to help us find daily peace.
To get us there, we're going to walk through 5 core pillars of peace. We'll cover the dichotomy of control, quieting the mind's noise, protecting your attention, aligning your actions with your values, and finally, facing fear with true courage. This structured roadmap is absolutely going to help us actively reclaim our daily mental clarity.
Pillar 1, the dichotomy of control.
Finding peace in a chaotic world really starts with drawing a hard line in the sand. We have to identify exactly what we actually have power over in our daily lives, and, well, what we don't. And this concept brilliantly illustrates the divide. On one side, we have the controllables, your intentions, the effort you put in, and your personal reactions. On the other side, the uncontrollables, other people's opinions, final outcomes, and even the weather. Think about it. You post a photo online hoping for likes, but instead someone leaves a mean comment, or maybe it just gets totally ignored. Or you plan a beautiful outdoor event and it completely pours rain. We get so upset, but we literally cannot control other people's reactions or the sky. We only control our own effort and how we choose to react when things go sideways.
When you start applying this lens to everyday situations, it is completely freeing. Heading into a job interview, you can control your preparation, your honesty, and your effort. The company's final decision? Totally out of your hands. Dealing with social media. Focus on your pure intention for sharing, not the validation of likes. Stuck in traffic or dealing with someone cutting you off on the highway? You control your calm reaction. By doing this, you stop handing your happiness over on a silver platter to all these external factors.
So if you take one thing from this first section, let it be this: detached from the outcome, attached to the process. True success, growth, and maturity come from focusing entirely on the work you are doing right now, rather than stressing yourself out over results you simply cannot control. Moving on to Pillar 2, quiet the mind's noise. Once we filter out all those external uncontrollables, we quickly realize that a lot of our anxiety actually comes from within. It's our own overthinking, our own fears, and our endless need for external validation that drives us crazy. To combat this, Farouk introduces a really beautiful concept of self-meditation through writing. By taking the time to actually write honest letters to yourself or reading reflective letters on themes like fear, overthinking, and validation, you create a gentle pause for yourself. It's an incredible way to step out of the fast-paced world, sit down with your own mind, and truly observe what you're feeling without any judgment. Now, when overthinking strikes and you feel totally disconnected from the present, try this really simple grounding technique. Step 1, pause. Step 2, breathe. Step 3, trust the process. You really don't need all the answers right this second. Just by following these 3 steps, you pull yourself right out of that dizzying loop of anxiety and anchor yourself firmly back in the present moment. Pillar 3, protect your attention. In our digital age, your attention is your absolute most valuable currency. Without it, you can't build relationships, advance your career, or grow as a person. Yet we constantly, almost mindlessly, give it away to every single notification that dings. Now, what's really interesting here is how we default to shallow work, like mindlessly scrolling through feeds, answering reactive emails, or checking your phone while a friend is literally pouring their heart out to you. That quietly eats away at our peace and leaves us feeling so unfulfilled. Contrast that with deep work, focused, intentional, distraction-free time where we actually connect, learn, and create. But why exactly do we lean toward shallow work? Well, here's a pretty surprising truth. The root of distraction is discomfort, not boredom. We usually reach for our phones not because we literally have nothing to do, but because we're trying to escape an uncomfortable emotion, an anxious thought, or a challenging task. We're just using distraction as a temporary escape hatch. So how do we fight back and actually defend our attention?
Farouk outlines some highly practical strategies for us. Start by creating an intentional morning routine. Please don't just reach for your phone the literal second you wake up. Use time blocks dedicated solely to deep work. Establish distraction-free zones in your home or your office. And maybe most importantly, practice tolerating boredom. Seriously, sitting with boredom and resisting that massive urge to scroll is actually what sparks our very best ideas and true inspiration.
Pillar 4, align actions with values.
You know those late-night thoughts that just keep you awake staring at the ceiling? I really wish I had done that differently, or, man, I wish I had spoken up. That heavy, sinking feeling brings us directly to the concept of regret. Farouk defines it perfectly. He says that regret isn't just about making simple mistakes, it's a painful internal signal that we've compromised our true selves. It happens when our actions don't line up with what we genuinely believe in, often just because we're trying to meet the expectations of everyone else around us.
I want you to genuinely reflect on this right now. Am I doing what actually matters to me? Time is our most limited, non-renewable resource, guys. If we just live on autopilot, going through the motions to please society or our peers, future regret isn't just a possibility, it is practically guaranteed.
But listen, we shouldn't view regret as some monster under the bed. Regret is a mirror, not an enemy. It's a wildly powerful feedback mechanism. When you feel that twinge of regret, it's your inner compass telling you exactly where you've compromised. So use that reflection to guide your self-growth and start making conscious, value-based choices right now, today.
And finally, Pillar 5, face fear with courage. Let's move on and see how this builds. Because to live a life aligned with our values, we absolutely must face the ultimate human obstacle, fear. Whether it's the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, or just the fear of uncertainty, it holds us back from doing what truly matters. We need to categorize our fears. We have logical fears, like fire or car accidents. The Stoic response here is super simple. Prioritize physical safety. These fears literally keep you alive. But then we have psychological fears, worrying about other people's opinions, or the fear of failing at a new job. These are often just stories we're making up in our heads. The Stoic response to psychological fear isn't to run away, but to use self-awareness and take courageous action anyway.
You see, the goal of Stoicism isn't to become some emotionless, completely fearless robot. There's no way. It's to view fear as a compass. When you feel that psychological fear about starting a new project or having a really tough conversation, that fear is pointing exactly to where you need to step out of your comfort zone. It's an open invitation to act virtuously, to be brave despite feeling the fear. So let's bring this all together into your daily path to peace. Start your morning by identifying what is actually in your control. When the noise gets way too loud, pause and breathe. Vigorously defend your attention like it's your ultimate currency. Ensure your deepest values are driving your daily actions. And finally, use your psychological fears as prompts to act with courage. Remember, finding daily peace isn't about perfectly avoiding all of life's problems. It's about handling them with a structured, clear, and incredibly resilient mind. So, the crucial point is this. Whenever chaos strikes and you feel that overwhelming wave creeping in, stop and ask yourself this single empowering question. Is this in my control? If it is, take action. If it isn't, let it go. I know it takes practice, but asking this question every single day is the spark that will ignite your journey toward a truly peaceful and meaningful life. Thanks so much for exploring these incredible Stoic principles with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.